Galane Gold is an unhedged gold producer and explorer with mining operations and exploration tenements in Botswana and South Africa. Galane Gold's management team is comprised of senior mining professionals with extensive experience in managing mining, processing operations, and large-scale exploration programs. Galane Gold is committed to operating at world-class standards and is focused on the safety of its employees, respecting their environment, and contributing to the communities in which it operates. Galane Gold trades on the TSX Venture under the ticker GG.
Joining us now is Nick Brodie, who's CEO of Galane Gold. Nick, how are you doing?
I'm fine, Fraser. Yourself?
I'm good, good. Yeah, we were just talking about the company a little bit, but to give our audience a bit of an overview, you've been on the show before, but never hurts to just sort of recap what the company has going on.
Yeah, so we've got two assets. We've got the first one, which is Mupane, based in Botswana, which we acquired back in 2011 from IM Gold. And we've worked very hard to transition it from an open pit to an underground mine. Last year was our best year since 2013. Produced around 36,000 ounces at an all-in of 1,050, so positive operating cash flows. The second asset we have is Galaxy. We acquired it back in 2015. And really the idea there was to buy an asset that we could take our strong management team that we've built and move them across to a new asset and put that back into production. Last year we secured the financing, and this year we've started putting that plan together. We produced first concentrate a couple of weeks ago, actually shipped that now, and we've got a ramp-up plan to get into full production by next year.
So I watched the site tour that we put out on your operation, needless to say, and I was pretty impressed by just the sheer scale, just looking at all that you have that's going on. Can you give us a little detail about the scale of the operation?
Yeah, sure. So like, when people hear junior mining, they think a junior company, small. That's not what Mupane is. Mupane, the specific asset that's running at the moment, that plant's a 1.1 million tonne plant. The thing that constrains the production is the grade, and the grade runs between 1.5 to 2 grams a tonne. So it's only a 36,000 in a good year. But the reality is you need a big plant to produce that, yeah? So we have a workforce of around 200 people, but outside of that, if you bring in the subcontractors, etc., we were talking about 500. So it's a big operation, yeah? If you look at Galaxy, which was there as well, you can see we're doing the ramp up there, but come back in 6, 12 months and that's back up in production, you're going to see something very similar to Mupane. And it's going to be only 30,000 tonnes per month, but you've got 2 underground operations running, you've got a concentrate bagging system, so it'll look pretty similar, but it'll be just as impressive.
You guys are generating revenues. You have operating mine. It's not an exploration stage company like so many other juniors out there. So, how are you able to get to that point?
Look, I mean, when it comes to Mupane, when we bought it, there was only 1 year life there. Right. And what we did is we looked at the asset and we understood there was an opportunity to go underground in the open pits. And it's seeing those opportunities. We actually executed on it. We raised money, we've repaid that debt, and now we're in a strong position because we've got an underground mine there that could continue for a long time. But what we're not doing is, we're not an exploration company, we're a production company. That's what we concentrate on. And we're spending our money on doing the drilling around the production areas, extending life that way. So if we take 36,000 ounces like we did at Mupane last year, we'll try and replace it with 36,000 ounces into the resource and just continue the life that way. So now we're talking about it as a 3+ year life, and next year when I'm here and we're talking again, maybe I'll be talking about a 3+ year life. If we talk about Galaxy, now Galaxy is the same. It was an unloved asset. It was in care and maintenance, but it had over 1.5 million ounces of measured, indicated, and inferred there. So there's a resource. There's been over 100 years of mining there, produced over 1.3 million ounces. So there's obviously an opportunity there, but the thing that was holding it back was how to unlock that value, because it's high in sulfide, refractory ore. And we re-looked at it, and we re-looked at how to do that. And the 15,000 tonne plant wasn't big enough, the economies of scale weren't good. But we saw if we double the size of that plant, and we actually sold a concentrate rather than trying to do a gold doré, we could actually achieve lower costs and a better recovery. And that's what we're executing at the moment.
Yeah, and Galaxy looks like it has a lot of upside, and obviously you have to spend some money to make money, but you have in rough time frame, goals that you have to meet for Galaxy over the next
Yeah,
while?
look, we're in the ramp-up stage, so this year's been all about setting ourselves goals and trying to achieve those goals. Yeah, you'll miss some, that's the way mining works, but we hit the majority of them. This year, you know, we raised the money back in November, we did the first drawdown in January, and the idea was to restart mining, and we restarted mining the two main ore bodies. There's one called Princeton, which is about 5 metres wide, but 100 metres strike and runs at 5.5 grams a tonne. And we tried to get first ore out of there. It was going to be in June, but we actually achieved that in April, ahead of target. And the other ore body was Galaxy, which is 40 metres wide, 4.5 grams a tonne, but we've got an adit that we need to drive through. And we've still got 800 metres to do on that. And we're looking to get into production there perhaps November, December. So that's a long-term target for us, but we'll be producing around 20,000 tonnes from there. If I bring those two together, then that's the 30,000 tonnes I need for the new plant. In addition to that, we needed to refurbish the existing plant, which is 15,000 tonnes, and we did that at the beginning of the year, and that's already in production. We wanted to produce concentrate. We've done that. We're ahead of target. We wanted to start taking old mill sands, which is, if you do tailings, tailings tend to be near the plant, etc. These tailings were 3 kilometres away and up the top of a hill. And we had to lay a pipe all the way up the hill for 3 kilometres to get it down. It's been quite a task. That took us 3 months to achieve, but we achieved it, a month behind target, but we're there and we're running with that now, and we're seeing much better concentrate grades, and we're hopefully going to be running at a break even this year. We're producing around 9,000 ounces, but at the end of this year we'll be in full production and we'll be producing around 26,000 ounces next year.
Yeah, and as you know, we look at the junior mining space, just sort of overall, it seems to be, you know, if your stock, for example, has been hovering around the 5 to 6 cent range with a market cap of about $10 million, which, you know, we were just speaking off camera about, it seems like the tide is starting to change a bit, where you're getting a little bit more interest from investors than the past little while.
Look, I'm always talking to investors. Recently I was at a one-to-one event in London, and I was the most requested meeting. I think the two things there that were interested people was gold, because people definitely seem to be more interested in gold. I can understand with the market conditions as they are at the moment. But also the fact that we'd restarted an asset in South Africa, and historically a lot of people had concerns about South Africa, but they've had elections there, they've got a new person in charge, and their view is that maybe it's changing and South Africa is a good place to go back to. So, you know, we're ahead of the curve there, so people are very interested in what we're trying to achieve. But at the same time, you know, we've got a good story. We're actually a producing asset. We're producing cash flows. We've got a clear path to triple our production to 90,000 from 30,000. We're already financed. So in my mind, you know, if you're looking for a junior, we're a good choice.
Oh, for sure. So you, and I mean, we're looking at the numbers a little bit. It seems like it could be possible for Galane to get 70 million in revenues in 2019. Is that right?
2019, but then even more than that, up to 90 million, 100 million in 2020 in today's gold prices.
Right, for sure. Well, thanks a lot, Nick. That's a great update on the company, and we're definitely excited about this opportunity, and we're going to have you back on shortly as Galaxy progresses. So thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for your time, Fraser.